This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. How's it going? Can you hear me? Ugh. Long day today. Long day. Long day today. Built the little mini desk for my laptop. Looking up some cases. So little tired. What's going on? Look at that. It's Crystal, aka Beaver Gaming Sub Crystal. I guess it's all still there. You just shortened it up. Yeah, I don't know why I was reading that differently the other day. You just shortened it the hell out of it. Yeah. So I found this random website called Project Cold Case. So I just threw one up, looked at a demographic. You have to just put stuff in, and I found one. I don't know how long, it's not really that long. And then maybe after that we can do like, you guys can randomly give me filtering information, and we can look up one on the fly, but not one that you already know. I can't stand it when people do that. Hey, give me some random, and they give you exactly the thing so that they can look at the case that they want you to look at, instead of just being random. To see if I left a message? What do you mean? I don't get it. Yeah, so we're getting a late start tonight. So if, I don't know. We'll see how long I'm going to stay on here. Yeah, I mean, we've only got 41 people watching, so it just gets worse and worse every single day, just, Hey, thanks, Billy Boy Blue. The more interesting the cases get, the less people that watch, because they're not
Credit
talking
card
about
check.
Daybell.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah. All right. So the well, it's not a lady. It's a girl. Her name is Cheryl Fossyl. 1977, June 1st. So we'll see if it's worth it. Because like I do the shows to raise funds, help the channel out. So it's got to be it's got to stay with it. Hey, Crystal, aka Beaver Gaming.
Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
41 of the best people.
It's 41 of the best. That's for sure. Well, there's 46 now. We must have. Oh, here comes another Chewbacca. Here we go. Let's see. This one's a weird one. This case. I haven't really read. I just saw something about a civil suit later on, so we'll have to see what that says. But Chewbacca?
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Okay. So here we go. The head. There was. Listen to how weird this starts off. Thanks, Rochelle Black. You know, YouTube's not adding them up. I don't see it, but I think they're in there. They seem like they take a while to add figures up. Hey, there's Sarita. Me and Sarita sleuthed out when to use neither. You know, so when you say me neither. Okay, you say me neither when you're agreeing with a negative. Like if somebody says, "Oh man, I hate that. I hate going to that place." Yeah, me neither. All right. Yeah. Like a lot of people will say me either. Nah, me either. Jeez. Huh? All right, so here we go. All right, so the head found floating in Straight Creek Saturday was identified Wednesday as that of Miss Cheryl Fossyl, 16, 400 East Grant Street, Georgetown, a junior at the Southern Hills Joint Vocational School. The identity was made by use of dental charts. Yeah, so I think it's in a trailer, actually. I don't think it's been different. I think that's been probably the same since 1977. Yeah, she lives in this one back here. Thanks, Lee D. Yeah, it starts off right out of the gate. Like right out of hell, doesn't it? And she was beheaded too. It's not like her head floated down. Thanks, Lady O and Linda Moldenhow of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Although she didn't put any aliens or UFOs on that. All right. There you go, Linda, Hal, Lee D, everybody else. Generous freaks. Yeah. Hold on one second. Dun, 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 dun. Lee D. Linda Howell. All right.
Hello, great and amazing freaks. Heart, tulip, heart.
Hello to you too, Linda Moldenhow of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. I don't think I can say your name, just say it, you know? I can't say Linda Howell. That just all stays, it's all part of a sentence. But I mean, I'm sorry, but for the rest of your life, like in 100 years when you pass away, Linda, on your gravestone it's going to say, Linda Howell of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. They're going to have a little stone carved out UFO on the front. It's going to be great. Hey, thanks, Zozo. You'll have like a nicely designed crop circle maybe on the back of it. What do you think? Is that a good idea? Or? Maybe not. She hasn't responded. Yeah, I tried this stuff in my eye. It makes my eyes kind of sore. I think Linda Howell just took off. Hey, that's a Space Invader creature. Alright, the victim had been missing since June 4th from her home where she lived with her mother. Did you hear that, Linda? Don't you think that'd be kind of cool to put on like a gravestone at some point? Just, you know, Linda Howell, like in 100 years from now. And then we'll make sure it says crop circles, cattle mutilation. Really enjoyed the cattle mutilations and crop circles. Probably not. Well, I'm talking about in 100 years. We're all going to be in a gravestone, right? Right? Aren't we all going to be? Well, I might do cremated though, fed to fish maybe. And I think it'd be cool to be cremated and then put into a little shaking can and fed to maybe some goldfish, Oscar, or something like that. Maybe a trout pond. Okay, never mind. Maybe that wasn't funny. I thought it was pretty funny, though. Yeah, it'd be cool to live more than 100 more years. See, you notice how Linda hasn't responded to any of my jokes. So that must mean she didn't like it. Alright. I won't make any jokes about that. I'll be starting over here in a minute. Maybe she can't hear me. I was just thinking. Like maybe she has the audio turned down and is just responding to Super Chat saying thank you. That's pretty cool. So she's probably watching a movie. Right now, Linda Howell is actually watching a movie, but still fulfilling her what she considers what she wants to do as a moderator. So right when she sees a Super Chat, she'll say thank you, but isn't really listening to the show. You're busted, Linda Howell. Wow, man. On the replay, you are busted. No, I think that's absolutely true, or she'd be commenting here. I was wondering why she didn't hear the joke or anything. She's just reading the comments. Somebody type in Linda Howell, tag her and say, you're busted. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Absolutely. Let's see. Hold on. At Linda, you are busted. There we go. There we go. Let's see. I want to really see. I want to see if I'm right here. I just thought of that right at the end. Ah, she can't hear. Boom. Well, it's one of those things. I sleuthed out Linda Molden Howe of the cattle mutilations. That's hilarious. Awesome. Okay, anyways, I'm going to get back to the... let me do the story now. Can you hear now, Linda? Or there's something wrong with your phone? Oh, you'll have to go back and listen. It was pretty funny. All right, here we go. Let's start over again. The head found floating in Straight Creek. And I found Straight Creek is it was really hard for me to find the location where the head was found, but I used sort of some common sense. Oh, and by the way, I got to tell you guys something. What was the case last night? Let's see. Yeah, right here, the case last night. See this Westerfield here? The first article he was in, it said Harry Westfield. And I couldn't find him, and I just guessed. I go, maybe his name is Westerfield. Didn't even see it or anything. Typed it in, boom! And that was it. So that just shows you Man, newspapers.com, even though it was an accurate recording of it, I'm just saying the article had the name Westfield, Harry J. Westfield, and I couldn't find one reference to it other than that one. So I go, well, that's maybe the name is Westerfield. I don't even know why that was my first guess. But it turned out that it was the right one, and then I was able to find all these other references to it. So it just shows you that sometimes you can get lucky. I have no idea where Kubi is. She's still a moderator here. She just isn't here. All right. I bet you guys keep asking it every single day. Sometimes people just don't show up for a while, you know. Yeah, it could have been. All right. So let me get back to it again. Oh, yeah. I was going to show you on here. Straight Creek is right there. So I followed it around, and then I found Highway 68 right there, because they said it. Let me get back to the article here. That's where she lived. The victim had been missing since June 4th from her home where she lived with her mother. It was Ruth Fossyl and her brother Martin Fossyl, 17. Her mother filed a missing persons report with the sheriff's office this week after reading about the discovery of a human head. Brown County, God, what an idiot to wait that long. Brown County Coroner Dr. John Donahue said cause of death could not be determined until the remainder of the body is found. He said he believes the girl died from 3 to 8 days before the head was found. Which kind of makes sense, I guess. The severed head of a young woman found in Straight Creek Saturday might have been identified as that of Cheryl Fossyl, 16. Local authorities were continuing their search Wednesday for Miss Fossyl's body. Her head was found by 4 youths fishing below a bridge on Highway 63. Now, a whole bunch of articles said 63, right? But I actually went on. I did use Web Sleuth. Somebody had a write-up on Web Sleuth, and it was US 68, and that was a thought that I actually had at the time. I put a pin on 68 right here, and then I also put a pin maybe over, I think, the creek right there, because there's a bridge that crosses that creek. And it turns out that was right, because a 3 and an 8 can look similarly if you make them too tight on the inner portions, like when you're drawing the 3. Yeah. Brown County Coroner Dr. John Donahue said positive identification of the head was made by a comparison of teeth to the young woman's dental records. Miss Fossyl, a student at Southern Hill Joint Vocational School, has been missing for 6 days. So she was reported missing. Let me look something up though. Let's see if we can find the day it was found. Let's see. Head. That's Ohio, 1977, and I think it's in June 1977. Head found. That's going to be like one. It can only be one thing. It's got to be. Yep, June 13th. I didn't have that one. Children find severed head. All right, so let me save this. Forgot to look that up. $1977. Hey, by the way, we're on a good pace this month. For it always depends on the last night though when we do the donation night, but it's a good pace compared to other months. leading, we're not quite there yet, but so far. So that's good. So go Freaks! Alright, page 5. It's the second half. Alright, cool. This is longer. See, it's weird. They always put more information when there's unknowns. But whenever you get the identification, they start shutting off some of the information. Have you noticed that? Like the original story, when the body's unknown, is always way more detailed at location, everything. And then boom, it's all shut up. Alright, so now I'm going to open up that one instead. So go back in time a little bit here. A partially decomposed human head discovered in a creek near here by children fishing Saturday night became the second grisly discovery of a murder victim in 2 days in rural southeastern Ohio. Highland County Prosecutor Rocky Koss said yesterday his office investigating whether the head found in adjacent Brown County has any connection with the murder of a woman whose body was found in the trunk of a burning car near Hillsborough Friday. Koss said there is a possibility the two deaths are related, but declined to elaborate. Well, he just said it's possible. He said the woman's body. However, he said the woman's body did have a head. That's the one in the burning car. John Palmer, Brown County Sheriff Chief Deputy, said yesterday the head was found about 9:30 p.m. Saturday by 4 small children fishing. Could you imagine? I fished all the time. When I was a kid, I would fish all the time in little tiny creeks all around, even kind of near where I live right now. In that same creek where I'd filmed those trout and everything. And we were just exactly the same stuff. And look at this article, does say Highway 68. Then they accidentally got it wrong in the preceding ones. See, if I had just seen this one first like I should have, I wouldn't have had to spend an hour looking for it. The head found in an inch of water apparently had been there. But could you imagine, you're just a little kid, you're 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever. And then you see this head floating in the water. And it's really shallow water. And apparently the head was bloated up like a basketball. I mean, what a weird ass thing just creepy looking and strange. Yeah, I guess it was 9:30 at night. It's in the middle of the summertime, and there might have been bass fishing and cat fishing, that kind of thing. So it's still even light out at 9:30, I would imagine. Maybe. I don't know when the longest day of the year is. The head found in an inch of water apparently had been there for about a week. Palmer said deputies were unable to determine the sex or approximate age of the victim immediately. The head was taken to the Hamilton County Morgue in Cincinnati for identification. Officers searched the area for 10 hours but were unable to find a torso. So at this point, they don't have a torso. Highland County authorities suspect the body of a woman found about 12:30 p.m. Friday in the trunk of a green 1967 Chevrolet Impala on McMullen Road west of Hillsborough may have been the car's owner. Oh, okay. So the person who owned the car was found dead in the trunk. I wonder, did we talk about that one at one point? I don't know. The car's identification number was traced to a woman who matches the description of the victim and who reportedly is missing, he said. Koss said he would not release the name or address of the car owner until she is positively identified. The body, wrapped in a blanket, had been shot twice in the upper abdomen and chest, he said. The sandy-haired woman was in her late 20s and early 30s and was about 5'4", 120 pounds. Koss said the name of the city where the woman lived was also being withheld. The car owner was not a Highland County native and had no known ties the prosecutor said. The car parked in a field had been doused with gasoline and burned, he said. I think we covered this one. That case. Just sounds really familiar. Remember that one with the car in the field? Anyways, that's basically it for... It was a dual story about two cases. Alright, killing upset the city. We used to go years without a murder. What has happened to our town? Lamented a woman resident of this rural city of 3,000 in southwestern Ohio, Georgetown, Ohio. Many are asking, same size as Delphi, really, 3,000 people. Many are asking how city crimes like the recent murder of a young co-ed at a daylight and a daylight drugstore robbery could happen here. It's a tragedy and a shame, said storekeeper Joseph Rose. He is also a city councilman. And here's lots of talk about talk. It's hard to read this for some reason. I don't know if it's the spacing or what the hell's going on. Visually, my eyes, there's like so much space in between each of these. Like, look at this right here. They're just trying to make it fit. Shame could have fit on that line if you'd done it right. They didn't want it to. Doors are being locked for the first time in the community. Sound familiar? Parents are worried. Teenage girls fret. Head found. The town was rocked over the weekend when 4 young boys fishing in Straight Creek west of Georgetown found the severed head of a 16-year-old girl floating downstream. Just, man, picture that. Coroner Dr. John Donahue later identified it as that of Cheryl Fossyl, a junior at the Southern Hills Vocational School. He said she was dead 3 to 8 days. No trace of the rest of the body has been found. Teachers said Miss Fossyl was a quiet girl. She studied law enforcement and wanted to be a counselor. Interesting. She studied law enforcement. We want to be assured that the person who did this thing is not from Georgetown, said Rose. That would be frightening. Brown County Sheriff deputies have been besieged by false reports, crank calls, and worried mothers. Dr. Donahue speculated that the head was dropped into the creek from a bridge on US 68. We haven't even pinpointed the girl's movements before she disappeared from home, June 4th. Frankly, we're up against a stone wall on this one. But if a killer had enough nerve to cut off a person's head, what would stop him from chopping up the rest of the body? Pieces might be scattered over several states for all we know, especially with the easy access to travel these days. The situation was further aggravated Wednesday when 2 men robbed the Donahue drugstore across from the courthouse of a large amount of drugs and escaped. One day, very sad. One day, a lady came in the store and told me she wouldn't allow her children to camp out anymore, said Rose. Just after that, this other thing happened. The murders of 3 Girl Scouts while camping in Oklahoma. A very sad situation. Anybody know? Let me. I don't know about that one. Hold on a second. I'll look it up in a second. And that would have been 1977. I didn't lock my door when I came here from St. Louis, said Rose. But now I even lock my car. You'd better believe I do. The severed head of a young woman found in Straight Creek Saturday might have been identified as that of Cheryl Fossyl. Yep, so same. But look at, now they're saying 63 again. They did teeth comparisons. And so that's saying woman slain after party here. Montgomery and Highland County officials are investigating the possibility of a link in the slaying of 3 women found June 10th, 11th, 12th in secluded areas of their counties and Brown County. According to those officials, two of the women may have left a Dayton party together about 4 hours before the body of the first found in the trunk of a burning car. Well, that's interesting. So those two, I don't know if they're related. On June 10th, the body of Vicki Hancock, 26, a former Columbus go-go dancer. That one sounds familiar. Let me see if I've got that one. Oh, I have a Kimberly Hancock. On June 11th, the head of 16-year-old Cheryl Fossyl of Georgetown was found by children fishing in Straight Creek, about 3 miles southeast of Georgetown in rural Brown County. The head was found in about an inch of water and had been there for about a week. Yeah, so, an inch of water, you threw it off the bridge, it hit the ground, and it's not going to really go downstream or anything. It's just going to sit there. Especially if it hasn't rained, it's summertime, the water dropped. Alright, so that was it related to that case. Slain woman spent night at cycle party. Alright. Highland County Sheriff investigators have learned that Vicki Hancock, whose body was found June 10th so that's Vicki Hancock now. Let's see. The slaying of a third woman, 16-year-old Cheryl Fossyl of Georgetown, is apparently unconnected to the other two. Yeah, that's what I thought. Highland County Sheriff Hugh Rogers said investigators have concluded the girl had run away from home and lived in the area where her body was found. There is no evidence that she was in Dayton when she disappeared. Highland County Prosecutor Rocky Koss speculated last week that the death of Fossyl, whose partly decomposed head was found June 11th in a Brown County stream, might be connected. Okay. Now we're about 9 days later, July 1st. A body found Tuesday in Adams County near the Brown County line may be that of 16-year-old Cheryl Fossyl of Georgetown, whose head was found June 11th in a Brown County creek. Spokesman for the Adams and Brown County Sheriff's Department said the body was found near Ohio 125 by several fishermen and had been sent to the Hamilton County Coroner's Office for further tests. Alright, well 125 just happens to be that other, where the other bridge was right there. So they also said near a particular county line. Let's see. It's found near Ohio 25. Near the Brown County line on 125. Okay. So I'm thinking, so that's Brown County right there. Well, where was this article written? Hold on. Not sure why they would word it that way. West Union. Okay, that's what I was thinking. That's why they're referring to another county line. So, it's going to be this county line right there. But I think it goes even up into here. Like this is, Brown County is this whole thing right here. So, that's not Highway 63. That was another one though. Hey, thanks Jessica Schubach and Zozo. Alright, let me get back down here again. So there's 125. And then here's the county line that they're talking about. If you were in this county, you'd refer to the one outside of it. Thanks, Lady! Dun, 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 dun. See, there's 125 right there. Boom. So right around here, so near the county line, that's 125, and I wonder if it's in, somewhere around in here, let's just say. But no, it was found in, hold on a second. Oh, so it was in Adams County. I'm assuming that's what this is. Yep, Adams County. Okay, so, but it was near the county line, so it was just out of the county, probably intentionally. Yeah. So the head found was right there, probably dumped. Then maybe came down here, did this little thing here, drove up, and dumped the rest of the body, connecting back onto 125 right there. Makes more sense than going up like that. Tuesday in Adams County near the county line. Alright, so we got that, and then the story just kind of disappeared in the papers for a long time. In 1981, I think this is a similar, they mentioned it in this one. Ohio Brown County authorities were being helped by the FBI investigators Sunday night in trying to identify the nude body of a young woman found in the shallows of Straight Creek just off Center Point Road near here, which is the same creek. The Brown County Sheriff's Department was treating the death as a homicide, said Sheriff John Wessler. He said a man setting hunting traps found the woman's body about 8:20 a.m. Sunday in about 9 to 10 inches of creek water as he moved through the area near old US 68. Wow. Almost the exact same spot even. I mean, the woman had shoulder-length brown hair and blue eyes, was 5 foot 5 inches in weight, was 16 to 20 years old. All right. Became a freak. So somebody subscribed. There you go. I think that's what that is. No, what was that? That little thing that just came up right there, what is that telling me? Because I don't have, none of the channel memberships say freak. So I'm trying to figure out what just happened. Let's see. No, I don't think it won the lottery. It's not like it's, you know. I appreciate everybody's support, you know. Got to keep on trucking. Yeah, it said became a member of the Freaks or something. I'm not sure what that means. I've seen it before, though. I wonder if it's like on Streamlabs or... No idea. Thank you, Michelle Nicholas. Body had been taken to the Hamilton County morgue where medical technicians would attempt to identify the woman. The area where the body was found is a wooded, lightly traveled portion of Union Township. The area is approximately 5 miles from the Straight Creek site where the head of decapitated high school junior Cheryl Fossyl, 16, was found in June 1977. The body of the Southern Hills Joint Vocational student was found several days later in adjacent Adams County. I think that they caught the person in that case. I think I looked into it. Alright. Then we're moving to 2001, a 20-year skip. Investigators say a deathbed confession has given them new leads in the decapitation of 16. This is just like last night. Remember that? The deathbed, the letter after death? See, I think some of these cases are committed by people who, they carried the guilt their whole life and felt like that could be one thing that they did. So I believe the letter last night, 100%. It made total sense. I mean, it's possible, let's say we'll give it 1% that it's still the other, that Horton character, the racetrack guy. But anyways, investigators say a deathbed confession has been given them new lead. Let's see. Confession has given them new leads in the decapitation of a 16-year-old girl 24 years ago. Police last week interviewed an unidentified Brown County man in connection with the 1977 slaying of Cheryl Fossyl, whose nude body was found in a creek. Her head had been found about 2 weeks earlier in another creek several miles from where the body was discovered. Oh, okay, so that means I thought I saw, I wonder if there's a creek. It's on Highway 125, right? Isn't that a creek? Yeah, right there. That's what I'm gonna move that. That's the only creek right off of that. That's right short of making it into the county, the other county. Yeah, I already crossed it. So, and from the air, you can see that's getting pretty close. I mean, I guess, nah. See, this guy was just driving along highways and dumping body parts off bridges, right? That's what it looks like. Police believe 2 women and 2 men have been... let me go back up to here. Police last week interviewed an unidentified Brown County man in connection with the 77 slaying of Cheryl Fossyl. Police believe 2 women and 2 men have been involved, but both of the women are dead. Police want to question the second man, another Brown County resident. The unsolved case got a fresh review after Sheriff Dwayne Wenninger took office in January. Investigators found information from a woman who, on her deathbed in 1998, admitted her involvement. She named herself, another girl, and 2 guys, Captain Barry Cretin said. The other woman had died in Texas, authorities said. And in 2002, a special grand jury looking into the death of a 16-year-old 25 years ago has ended in investigation without issuing indictments. Probably they just couldn't get enough evidence to prove it. Cheryl Fossyl's decapitated body found in a creek in Brown County in southwest Ohio on June 11, 1977. Her head had been found about 2 weeks earlier in another creek several miles away. The passage of time, exposure to the elements, and decomposition of the body handcuffed the investigation. I thought, wow, handcuffed. Handcuffed the investigation from the start, said Miss Pipemeyer, a Hamilton County assistant prosecutor. He said to Tuesday that Fossyl was killed on or about June 4th, 1977, but not reported missing for nearly a week. Officials with the Brown County Sheriff's Department reopened the investigation last year, and the grand jury began reviewing evidence on May 8th. In February 2001, sheriff's officials said that a 1998 deathbed confession had given them new leads in the slaying. They said that a dying woman admitted her involvement and named another woman, and 2 men. The grand jury met 6 times over the past few months and heard testimony from 40 people, including coroners, forensic experts, police investigators, and anyone thought to have information in the case. The grand jury, while not exonerating anyone, determined there was insufficient evidence. There was no forensic evidence developed to link anyone to the crime. No known living eyewitness, and no one came forward to confess. Pipemeyer said, as a result, there was little solid evidence for the grand jury to rely on. Brown County Sheriff Dwayne Wenninger said Tuesday that his office went as far as it could with the evidence available. He urged anyone who may have information and has not come forward to do so. Alright, so now we're moving to 2007 now. So they went the other route that people do sometimes. They went for the wrongful death suit. The wrongful death trial filed by the family of Cheryl Fossyl ended Tuesday in a mistrial. 2 Brown County men, see these are the 2 guys mentioned in the letter, are accused of causing the teen's death in 1977 when Fossyl's beaten and beheaded body was found. So now we know that she was beaten too. During testimony, the polygraph examiner who tested Thomas Watson said he failed the polygraph, but that evidence is not admissible in court. Both sides will begin picking a new jury today. Testimony is set to begin again on Friday. Then a week later, 77 beheading in civil court. Martin Fossyl visited his sister's grave a few years ago after learning the Brown County Sheriff had reopened the investigation into her murder. We found your killer, he said, as he stood beside the grave. He soon will find out whether a jury agrees. 3 decades after Cheryl Fossyl's head was found floating in the stream, her family is in court for the trial of the 2 men they believe killed her and dumped her decapitated body. Fossyl's relatives say her death remained a small-town murder mystery for so long because law enforcement officials botched the case, possibly because they had no interest in investigating the suspects. The relatives sued the 2 men, Thomas Watson and Michael Milligan, 5 years ago, and now hope to win a wrongful death verdict in U.S. District Court. And civil suits have a lot lower burden of proof than a criminal court. No one faces prison time because it's a civil case, but the family lawyers said a finding that the men owe money damages would give the family a measure of justice. They are trying to do what law enforcement couldn't do, to hold these men accountable. Al Gerhardstein. It says Al Gerhardstein. Wow, what a weird name. He recounted the story of Fossyl's brother visiting her grave in his closing arguments Wednesday. But Watson and Milligan say the family has wrongfully accused them with evidence that is shaky at best. They say no eyewitnesses have come forward and no forensic evidence links them to the crime, which occurred in June of 1977. That's the same conclusion a special prosecutor reached in 2001 after a grand jury declined to indict the men on charges of killing Fossyl, who was 16. It was pretty clear at the time there was not enough evidence to change anyone, said Special Agent Mark Pipemeyer. Defense lawyers said there still isn't enough evidence. Both men denied any involvement. I didn't do anything, Watson said. I didn't know anything about it. Gerhardstein challenged Watson's testimony. He said Watson told investigators in 2001 that he knew what happened to Fossyl and would talk about it if he got a deal from prosecutors. Oh, wow. To keep him out of the prison. So now he's lying. I don't know anything about it. They also said Watson broke down and cried while talking about the case. Watson, however, said it was the investigators. It was The investigators brought up the idea. I think they left out a word. Watson, however, said it was the investigators that brought up the idea of a deal, and that he cried because he was under so much pressure during the 6-hour interview. The case is being tried before Judge Michael Watson. I wonder when I do those 4-hour shows, I think at the end I feel like I was interrogated for 4 hours. Gerhardstein conceded the evidence was imperfect, but he said it clearly implicates Watson. Man, my lips wouldn't move. Watson and Milligan. He suggested previous sheriffs were reluctant to investigate the case because the men who were in their 20s in 1977 were well known in the community. Milligan is the son of a successful businessman and is married to the daughter of a former Brown County sheriff. Oh boy. Milligan's lawyer, James Hunt, said there is a better explanation for why the men were never charged. The evidence simply is not there. Pair found responsible. So, there you go. Cheryl Fossyl's relatives gathered to pray for her Thursday afternoon, just as they did after her death 30 years ago. They wept, held hands, and left a bouquet of flowers on her grave, but this time they came not to mourn but to share good news. Someone finally has been held responsible for her death. It's a long time coming, said her brother, David Fossyl. The bittersweet celebration came a few hours after a U.S. District Court jury found that 2 men, Thomas Watson and Michael Milligan, were responsible for Fossyl's death in 1977. The civil verdict carries no prison time and required a lower standard of proof than a criminal verdict, but it was vindication for Fossyl's relatives. They have been in search of answers about their sister's death since the day it happened, said the family lawyer Al Gerhardstein. They have kept her in their hearts. They have continued to work for her for 30 years. The jury verdict, which awarded damages of $1 million, found that Watson and Milligan wrongfully caused Fossyl's death and then took part in a conspiracy to cover it up. Fossyl, who was 16, died in June 1977. Her head was found floating in a Brown County creek, and days later, her body turned up in Adams County. Watson and Milligan have denied any involvement in Fossyl's death, say the evidence against them was shaky at best. Their lawyers said they are considering an appeal. They're disappointed, said James Hunt, Milligan's lawyer. It's been a cloud over their heads for a number of years. Fossyl's case remained a small-town mystery for decades. No one ever was criminally charged, and a grand jury found in 2001 there was not enough evidence to indict. Another suspect, Nick Sangus, died a few years ago. Defense attorney says nothing has changed since prosecutors abandoned the case. They say no eyewitnesses have come forward and no forensic evidence links Watson. They say the men who were in their 20s were well known in the community. Milligan was the son of a successful businessman and would later marry the daughter of a former Brown County sheriff. Gerhardstein said key evidence emerged in 2001 when a new sheriff reopened the case and questioned Watson. He said Watson told investigators he knew what happened and would talk if he got a deal that kept him out of prison. The investigators also testified that Watson became emotional during the interview. Watson said investigators suggested the deal, not him, and he was upset because the interview was stressful and had gone on 6 hours. It is wrong for a man to cry when he's under so much pressure. That was a question. Is it wrong for a man to cry under so much pressure? Judge Michael Watson allowed jurors to hear testimony that Watson went to the sheriff's office that day to take a lie detector test, but he did not allow them to hear the results. So that's actually helpful to him. An investigator had previously said Watson failed the test. Other evidence against the men includes a statement from a young woman who claimed she was there the night Fossyl died. The woman, Jean Chin, told her brother before her death in 1995 that Watson, Milligan, and Tsongas were involved. Chin claimed the men may have been upset because Fossyl owed Tsongas money. Defense lawyers said Chin's statement is unreliable because Chin's brother admitted he and his sister smoked marijuana while having that conversation. Their evidence to support this is 2 potheads, said Bruce Wallace, Watson's lawyer. Anyways, she lost, okay? I mean, they lost, and, I guess, I don't know if that's any kind of... I mean, civil court said that they were guilty, so it's going to hang over their head, and, they got a settlement, but, they didn't spend any time in prison or anything. Yeah, let's see what this thing says. There's a site here. I'm not going to read that. So, sounds like there's some measure of... But, I mean, what a nightmare. What a nightmare way to go. Okay. So I found this website called Cold Case Database. I don't know how accurate they are. That's where I found this one. They had the date wrong. That should have been the 4th, so already has errors in there. So tell me, just randomly shoot out a year and a state and a race or, gender kind of thing. Not a year, a state, age, and a gender. If you can't think of it really quick, that means you're trying to think of one that you want me to look up. Okay. Somebody other than Zozo. Oh man, that's too many. Let's see. Do you got one in your mind there? But you have to have an age too. Yeah, I don't know if you actually have to have that. I want like an age. Okay, Amber did one. Oh wait, no, Crystal did one. Is that somebody else? Where do you live, Crystal? Do you live in Ohio? Do you know somebody that was 62 and... I'm just curious. Yeah, you already typed that one in, Susanna. I saw it. That just doesn't look that interesting. You have to select a... Oh, there you go. I think unknown. Nah, let's see. What race are you talking about? Susanna. See, I know you guys are typing in ones that you've heard about. I can just tell if you can... I hate that shit. I'll just do my own. All right, so I'll do the one for Susanna, but okay. What's the name you were looking for, Susanna? Okay, I'll try Crystal's next. Oh, you mean 1962? You said Ohio 62 female. We don't have a year. It's just, is it a 62-year-old or? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. What's too slow, Lee D? Yeah, so in here we've got the one, this is the one that Perry Wood. That's the one that Susanna came up with. No, I didn't want a name, but I'm just wondering if you had one specific. He was, you know, firearm death. Okay, let me try the one that Crystal had up there. That doesn't sound like one I want to look up and spend time looking up. Okay, Ohio. Ohio 62. But you have to have a gender. And you said female. Okay. And then you also have to have a race, too. See? It doesn't say all, which sucks. Hey, thanks, Kevin Brown.
Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Wait, you said, yeah, Ohio. Okay, there's one, Pamela Estridge. 62 years old. Yeah, the incident was 2834 Stonehenge Drive. Should we look that one up? Let's see. I just want to see what happened there. That's what I was going to do. Oh, you mean they got no time? I see. Alright, so the name here is Pamela Estridge. (1962) Ohio. No, wait, it wasn't 62. Excuse me. It would have been. Well, almost like 1959 or something. Let me just put in a range. 1958 to 1960. All right. Yeah, I figured it out, Crystal. Thanks. All right. Where is it? What's that face, Jennifer? You got a weird, like, shock-looking, sad face for an unknown reason. Man, that's too bad. Susanna, that would have been nice. I would have sent it. Well, I would have sent it back to you, but it would have looked good. Yeah, I figured that out after I saw her comment, as you could tell when I read it. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I don't really see it. Nothing. Estridge. A-E-S, Pamela. Yeah, that's all right. This case was gathered through the partnership. Unknown murder. It's in Columbus. Let me just get rid of the... I'll just do a full-on... Okay, 1967. School officials list final honor rolls. No, that's not it. How about 64 here? Pamela Estridge. Wait, here we go. That is her in this one. Columbus police still are seeking leads to the December 18th. Wait, how can that be 2014 shooting? Oh, wait. Yeah, what the hell am I doing? She wasn't killed when she was born. Oh, shit. How stupid. Oh, God. I was looking at the actual date, you know. It was how old she was. Okay. Oh, jeez. Now that's funny. Come on. Hey, she was shot right when she was born in 1939 or 40, whatever the hell, 59. God, long day, long week. That LaSalle Street murders thing just like burned me out. Well, a minute ago that showed up, so. Okay, is it 2015? No, it was late December. So, maybe if I put 2015 right there. There we go. It worked. Thanks, Susanna. Columbus police still are seeking leads to the December 18th, 2014 shooting of Pamela Sue Estridge. Police say in a Saturday evening press release that...
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to be.
Hopefully this works.
It worked, Mike. Dead the night of December 23rd at Kettering Medical Center near Dayton. They cited injuries from the original incident as the cause. Other details weren't available immediately, but police at the time of the shooting last year reported she sustained life-threatening wounds and wasn't expected to survive. All right, well, that was that one. So what's another one? Oh, okay, I'll do A up there. And don't forget, everybody, you got to upgrade to the Oogla Boogla Freaks before the end of the month. All right? For your channel members. I think they should actually have a separate icon for what level you're a channel member. You know what I mean? Like a separate badge that goes right next to it. I don't know why they don't do it that way. So A up there said... Where is that again? That one looks specific. I lost it. There it is. Texas, Hispanic, 27, 1945. All right. Now, if this lands on a specific person. Male, Hispanic, 27, Texas. Yeah, there's like 100 of them. Wow. How could there be that many people? I mean, it's just over the years, though. Oh, what? Did you have a year for that one? A? Give me a year. Oh, she did say a year. How come it doesn't have a... Oh, it doesn't let you do a year. I guess that's what the problem was. Yeah, it just comes up with all of them. It doesn't give you a... it lets you pick the... Well, these are the options right here. Victim, the name if you knew it, but we're not doing name. Male, Hispanic, the age of the victim, county, zip code, state, and... Wait, there's more options. Oh, there we go. Cool. All right. 0. It doesn't let you pick one, but I'll try that one. Nope, not in there. Alright. What else we got? I'm gonna scroll back up there. Alright, somebody else type something one in. So yeah, 4 things. Gender, race, age, and a date. A year if you want. You don't have to do a year though. Now, how do you clear these suckers out? Oh cool, up here you can build a URL if you wanted to. That doesn't work, Zozo. I just told you what it needed to say. Thanks, Billy Boy Blue. Alright. Female. Oregon. White. $1984.
Here's 4.99. End transmission.
Thanks, Billy Boy Blue. Oh, can't change it. Oh, here's what I can do. Watch. See, I'll hit search right there. But then up here is where you can just type in the difference. See way at the top of the screen right there? So just put in, you know, again, 1984. And then 1231, then hit enter, and then see how it even changed the date right there when I did that. Did you see that? And nothing. Female, Caucasian. Oh wait, she's not 27. Did you say 27? No, you didn't say anything. You said 21. Let's see. Female, Caucasian, 21, Oregon, 1984. No. Yeah, well, I don't want to do ones that you know. Okay? I mean, here's the best way to do it. Watch. That's why I do them myself, okay? Because it's like, okay, if you're looking at female, Caucasian, say like pick Kansas or some crap, some weird, you know, Midwest state where it seems like there's a lot of these bodies that are dumped. You know, Kansas. So female, white, Kansas. And then I wish I could. Let me just start over on here so I don't have to have the date. Well, actually, I can just take the date out up here, I think. Let's see. Okay, yep, see that? And now the dates are empty. You just use it up there on at the top. Thanks, Crystal.
I'll be back if you want me to.
Saturday night with Grey and Freaks.
Thanks,
Smiling
Crystal,
face with hearts.
AKA.
Smiling face with hearts. Hugging face. Smiley face. Collision. Collision.
That's a collision? Alright, so it's just female, white, Kansas, and then you can just type in, okay, 13 or 12 even. You know, just a crazy random thing. Does it come up with anything? Okay, and then you go 13. You're just trying to find, like if you're trying to track a serial killer or somebody that's dumping bodies. Okay, so now there's a 14-year-old right here, and that's a picture right there. Brandy Hutchins. It's unsolved, and she was killed with a firearm. Brandy Hutchins, right? See that? So you could actually just sort of do research like that. Yeah. Well, I don't see every comment, Jennifer, so. I see you're right there, though. Let me type that one in. Female, Las Vegas, Asia. You know, one thing, though, is newspapers.com doesn't have shit out of Las Vegas. So, get a different one. That's one of the problems. Is that just a random one, Gen H? There's not even any female Latinos in Kentucky at all that are a cold case. Thanks, Billy Boy Blue. At least that's all this has. I'm not sure what this database, how they built it or anything. So how about a female?
Hey lady, how about that
African
ocean?
American. I don't know. Let's see. So I always like doing the Midwest. Something's always weird over there. Let's see. Let me just see how many. Okay, so there's a bunch. 27, 23, 24, 19, 24. Look at all those. That's in Nebraska. Jesus. See, the thing is a lot of times when I see them, it's like the younger people, they're the ones that always stick out to me, because it's like, you know, sometimes when you're older, you know, a lot of time, it's just generalizing, but you're kind of, something else is going on than some serial killer when you're 40 something, the women, because serial killers, I'm not always looking for serial killers, obviously, since the last 2 cases don't seem to be ones, those 2 deep dives that we did. Krutz and LaSalle Street. Well, that's going to be chock full, Crystal. Let's see what the years are. 15... 17, 15, 13, 12, 12. So none are like cold. I mean, really cold. There you go. Billy Boy Blue. Well, I don't, you know, how do I know if there's a picture, Shelley? Can I just do it my own, you know, how I do it, or? Get one with a picture, damn it.
Jack and Jill went up the hill, both with $1.25. Jill came down with 250.
Came down with 250. What's an O? 275353. This is in Mississippi. How about this lady right here, Mary Loper? She looks kind of familiar, but I don't think I've done. Almost Cyndi Lauper, huh? Not sure if it's Lauper. So let's try that one, just for the hell of it. This is 1992 also. So, see, I like the older cases because the newspaper coverage is about 1,000 times better. You know, now it's all sensationalistic. Even though they were a little bit like that back then, they got all the facts because they were given it. I think tomorrow I'm going to do a call-in show. Should I do another Delphi call-in show or just kind of anything? Okay, her incident date was, they say May 30th. So this looks like an extensively covered case. May 1992. Well, no, May 30th, so it's not going to be that. June 1992. So I don't know if she's in there. Let's see. July 1992. Was it not covered that first month? Unless they have the date wrong, because they do that often. Let's see. Yeah, I'll put Delphi. Talk about whatever you want. Hey, it's clickbait, everybody. Let's talk about Delphi. Or, and then small text, or whatever the hell you want to. The survivors include Mary Loper. Unsolved, $200 of clearance. I don't know. What's this one? Mary, I thought Loper would be really uncommon and just pop up with the only references. School, 6th grade, when his mother, Mary Jane Loper. Man, I guess that's a common name over there. I'm going to have to pick a different one. I can't even find it. Like, apparently it happened May 30th, 1992, but it wouldn't have been in the paper till June 1st. And I can't find it at all. She might have just lived in a small town and nobody covered it. You know what I could do is try the new thing that I have. This genealogy bank. Let me try this one. Let's see, Mary Loper So date range would be 1992 to 1992. State, Mississippi. It should say okay, it does have Social Security. If it says May 30th, at least they know that she's exists. Mary E. Loper, Mary N. Loper. Look at all these Lopers that died in 1992. Mary Lopers. 2 Mary E. Lopers even. What are the odds of that? In Mississippi. I guess if you're in Mississippi and your name's Mary Loper, you're just a diamond. You know, there's like 100 of you. That's insane. There is one obituary. Let's see. Okay, this says June 2nd. They said she died June 2nd. Now this, you'd think that this would have to be, even though it said May 30th, I mean, that's within 2 days, right? So you're going to tell me another Mary Loper died in Mississippi 2 days within another Mary Loper? Wait, actually, how old was she, though? Let me go back. Oh, she was born in 1896. That's not her. So if she died in 92 and she's 27, it would have been like 1965. Oh. That would make her almost exactly my age. See, I spent a lot of time doing this kind of crap, you know. You guys just don't normally have to look at it. Yeah, so nobody on this page is the Mary Loper that I'm looking for. Apparently, she doesn't exist. You know what I'm going to do? Hold on, let me go out here. I'm going to do a specific date. June 1st, 1992, and get rid of this, and just see if it shows up somewhere else. No, and it's also, that name got changed, so let's see. It's Mary Loper. Nope, not Lapierre. Loper. Lapierre. I'll check the entire country. Nope, can't find it. Not going to spend any more time on it. All right, who's got another one? How about we'll just switch the state here? Kentucky. 27, 38, 27, 33, 28, 37, 52, 64, 29, 53. All right, pick Iowa. We've probably covered half of these. Yep, we did that one. Elizabeth Collins, 8. Lyric Cook, and Lyric and Elizabeth Cook, we've done those. Diane Schofield, have you ever done that one? That one sounds familiar. That what doesn't at this point? Was it Diane Shawcroft? All right. Oh, and that one's ligature strangulation. So let's check that one out. You guys want to see that one? Diane Schofield. And that would have been 1975. See, now we're in that range where you get the serial killers. This is what my buddy Ada always says. Right around in that time frame. Diane Schofield. Let me go back. Oh, that was it. Diane Schofield, 1975. Boom. And then this is in Iowa. There we go. Ah, crap. Oh. No. That's not the one I wanted. Normally you could just type it in right there, and there, I'm just gonna start over on that. Yes, actually it happened on 4th of July too. So there was July 13th. I'm gonna make a folder really fast. So isn't that cool that you guys never have to deal with this part? Spending like hours trying to find something and then go figure it all out, map it out. $1975, July 4th, and that normally on the show I just, yeah, I've got 1,000 folders. I mean, I've actually had to do a backup where I remove the older ones and put them to. I don't really need to do that, but I just don't want to lose it. All right, so what we'll do July 5th, 1975. Okay. 6th. 7th. So it must have been like they found her later, and they found her, and then it'll be a body found, and then it won't be identified. Okay, so there we go. The 11th is the first time her name shows up in the paper. And there she is right there. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do this differently this time. Alright, so I don't need to do that. I can just drag over the link. Normally I don't want to have to figure out where on the page it is and everything. So. 6 police detectives Friday were assigned to investigate the slaying of a young Des Moines woman found strangled in the trunk of her car. Assistant Police Chief Thomas Teal Jr. said Des Moines again, everybody. This wasn't even on that page, the Des Moines website? Or was it? Hold on, let me check my folder here. SCHOFIELD. I do have her. There you go. Look. See, I knew it. This is the one with Raoul Answer. Remember that case? Yeah, we've done this one. Diane Schofield. I knew it sounded familiar. I just didn't see it on the map. But 1970. Let's see. I'm not sure where her. I think she's right in this area. What was it that she did? Carrying a concealed .22 caliber pistol. So, Grand Avenue sentence. So she was sentenced in court for carrying a .22 caliber pistol, and then, yeah. So we've already talked about that one. Okay. I thought she looked familiar too when I was looking at that. I think Iowa we've pretty much like completely covered. So, well, it was fun for a minute. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do a random cold one in here then. Let's see. I don't know. She hasn't shown up here. It may. I don't know. You guys are so concerned. I've seen her. She's still out there. She's on other channels doing stuff. What are you smiling about, Shelley Wagner? Who is? I didn't see anybody. That doesn't even make any sense. Man, you guys are so weird. You're so hey, Jen, you're so sweet. I mean, I know you are, but wow. That's cool that you're waiting to hear from... Ah, wow. That is so awesome. God. Oh, you guys are hilarious. Nah, I'm not going to look that one up. Doesn't sound interesting. It's just, wow. That is so great. Okay, how about Headless Body, 1950 to 1975, anywhere. Great, well go let her know, okay? She obviously doesn't miss here, okay? So you should go out and let her know. You know, it could have been when I was talking about the whole moderator thing, being moderators on other channels. So maybe she heard that and got offended. I don't know. Could be, though. Let's see. Gruesome mystery remained unsolved Thursday. Decapitated body of a 15-year-old high school girl and the body of her 22-year-old boyfriend, a Korean War veteran. Police and investigators working out of Pamlico, a tobacco farming community, admitted that they were, this is in Utah, that they were without a primary suspect. The headless body of the girl, pretty Betty Claire Kane. Let's see. The murder of Betty Claire Kane. Fanners and lumbermen gathered in an angry group to discuss the two. Let's see. How old is this one? Town's businessman paralyzed after double murder. Oh, so this is newspapers.com here. So somebody else looked this up in 2017. That's always interesting when somebody else looked it up. I always try to figure out, hey, do I know that person? Most of the time they haven't, though. So let me type in her name, Betty Claire Kane. So now that we have 1953, Utah, Betty Claire Kane. Betty Claire Kane. Okay, so that's correct. Now maybe that was just the paper in North Carolina. So where did this take place? Oh, I think it's Columbia. Let's see. A short while later, a crowd aroused by the December 6th decapitation of Miss Betty Claire Kane of Pamlico and the slaying of Henry Allen. Let's see, so let me go to December 7th. December 7th, 1953. And there it is. Late news. A blood-stained car was the only clue today in the search for a Florence County teenage boy and a girl missing since they left their homes on a date last night. Jesus. State, county, and city police combed the countryside for clues to the whereabouts of Betty Claire Kane, a Pamplico, and a youth police identified as B.A. Allen of Latta, who had disappeared. This is in... Where is Pamplico? Does anybody know? Like what state that's in? I used to have 13 when I was a point guard in basketball when I was a kid. I think it was Dave Twardzik number. Looks like it's South Carolina, maybe? Long day, long day. Wait, what was her name? Mary Claire Kane, is that right? Wasn't that her name? Ah, crap. I can't even remember now. Shit. What was her name again? Anybody remember? I had it and then I went looking for something else. And oh, Betty? Okay. Betty Claire Kane. Let's see. South Carolina, 1953. Does that work? Okay, so it does seem like that's where they're talking about. Thanks, Ozo. Okay, so I think that is where this is, South Carolina up there. Okay, so now we'll go to 8. A high school sophomore had been missing since about 7:30 p.m. yesterday when she left her home. The girl's head was not found. Sergeant Roy Williams of the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division said a fish pond 2 miles from the grave would be dragged tomorrow. He said officers believe they would find the head in the pond and possibly Allen's body. Williams said the girl's undergarments were partially removed. A coat she was wearing when she left home was missing. A heavy club, believed to be used in the slaying, was found near the grave. Officers centered the search on the pond after finding a blood-stained undershirt in a nearby tobacco bar. The search began this morning when officers found Allen's blood-stained car parked behind a black school here. The body was found about 6 p.m. at a spot known as The Bluff, about 2 miles from here. Windows in Allen's car were broken, but there was no glass nearby, leading officers to believe the car was driven to the spot after the slaying. I think I might have to do this one, so hold on. Betty Claire Kane. So maybe I'll just store it and check it out. That one's pretty interesting. It's old too, so maybe it's got a lot of information. 1953. Let me just see what's the see. I don't know if you guys can see this, but on newspapers.com, the the updates they made, you can actually see over here the dates that her name shows up. So you can click on that, and there's her name right there. So the 31st, Betty Claire, 15 of Pamplico, and her escort Henry B. Allen, 22 of Lotta, went on a Sunday night date, December 6th. They were never to return. The grisly discovery of Miss Kane's headless body the next day and the subsequent discovery of her head. Oh, so they did find her head. Discovery of her head and in Allen's bullet-pierced body touched off an intensive manhunt for the killer. So then you can go to, let's see, we're in December, and then you can go to the next year, 1954. And then in that year, you can go to January, so her name shows up. You can actually see, watch how it drops quite a bit. And then, boom, it picked up here. So then you wonder, January 13th of 1954. Nothing. I'm just trying to look at really quickly here. So let's see what was going on in March, why there's so many. Carney trial looms today. Carney is said to be authorized to have confessed to the slaying of H.B. Allen, 22, and Betty Claire Kane. All right. So maybe there's an actual arrest here. Let's see. The three flushed Carney in a field near Jacksonville last December 19th while bird hunting to end a widespread manhunt touched off by the brutal December 6th murder near Pamplico. Carney was convicted last week and sentenced to die May 7th. Well, I guaranteed he died on May 7th. If I go to May and I hit 8, This one right here said he's about to die. This one said he died. Watch. Because they didn't fool around back then. It was... let's see. Among witnesses were the father... Yeah, so Carney is executed at Columbia, right? The article that you'll see on the 6th will be that, you know, like he's going to be executed tomorrow. North Carolina seek to buy passes at Penn to Carney execution. Names of the man said they offered $10 each for passes. Jesus, they were selling tickets. And he was a black guy that got executed. So March must have been a trial here. I wonder what the hell he was doing. Why would you cut her head off? Okay, that's the day the trial opens. So let's see what they say on like the 23rd. Might be a Y in there. Carney is said by authorities to have confessed to the slaying. December 6th. He has been arraigned only for the murder of Allen and will be tried on that count alone. Miss Kane and Allen were both shot to death, and the former was decapitated. At the opening of court yesterday, the courtroom held more than 500 persons. More than 100 were standing with all seating room taken. Sheriff John Hanna said Carney, who had been held at the state penitentiary in Columbia, had been brought to the Florence County Jail Sunday afternoon and would be held there during the course of the trial. I'd like to know the why sometimes. I don't know. Is that because he's black, Gene, or do you think there's any? Do you find anything else that's going on that you might think might be the reason? I asked for the mercy. That's all. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, who knows? You know, he probably. You know, I'm not saying it's impossible. You know, because they say he confessed, but how do you know if he confessed or not? I mean, really. And then the jury was all white. You know, the all-white jury was out about 1.5 hours before returning with its verdict that Carney shot H.B. Allen to death. The trial moved swiftly. It started shortly before 10 a.m. The state called 8 witnesses, then suddenly rested its case. The defense presented no testimony. Carney's 3 court-appointed lawyers urged the jury to show mercy. It's almost like they knew, too, you know. There was no argument. Sheriff John Hahn said Carney told him he made the statement without any pressure because he wanted to get right with God. So that's something he said. In a packed and hushed courtroom, officers mounted the witness stand and related details of the events surrounding December 6th shooting. Allen, popular 22-year-old lad, a farmer. Allen, a former Air Force enlisted man, was killed as he sat in a parked car with 15-year-old Betty Claire Kane at the Bluff Lonely Lovers Rendezvous near Pamplico. Man, I wonder if this guy would have turned into a serial killer. Sounds like one of those classic. Yeah, I mean that's not. I don't know if that would be one of the ones that, you know, I would do the death penalty on. Now, if you didn't have any witnesses, or I don't know. I'd have to see like how he said it. If he literally said, "Yeah, I did it. I just got to get it off my chest." All right. So let's not all just assume he got railroaded. All right. I know that does happen, but it doesn't always happen. So let's see what it says on the 23rd here. That's not her. on the 8th. I just want to see what they... Alright. Raymond Carney dies for murder. Man, they just never... They didn't waste any time back then. I mean, nowadays it's like 25 years. Miss Kane's headless body was found 2 days later in a shallow grave on the bank. Another day elapsed before her head and Alan's beaten body was unearthed. Days later, Carney was picked up by a party of game hunters who later received more than $4,400 in reward money. He was defended by court-appointed attorneys. The force of the first jolt of electricity yanked the front legs of the recently rebuilt electric chair from their floor bolts. The chair tipped back, but the back bolts held fast. Witnesses stood as close as 5 feet from the chair. Its breaking loose could have been disastrous. Law officers who helped in the case made up the bulk of the crowd. Among them were 2 blacks from the police force at Teterboro, North Carolina, Carney's original home. One was a woman, Martha M. Baker. Carney and the chaplain sang near the cross just before he entered the death chamber at 6:59 a.m. 9 minutes later, he was dead. His killing was long, usually 2 or 3 jolts, and 3 or 4 minutes does the job. Goodbye, everybody, Carney said clearly after prison chaplain. I mean, you'd think if he was innocent, he'd say, I didn't do it, but he didn't do it. Chaplain Tom Petty, not the Tom Petty, had read Carney's scribbled farewell notes, jotted down legibly in pencil on ruled pages torn from a small notebook. I want to thank the people of this state for the fair treatment that they gave me. He wrote this down. Petty read from the statement from the officers of, unless you're going to say that he made that, that was all concocted too, right? Petty read from the statement from officers of this place and law enforcement and the judge and my lawyers. They were with me from the start to the finish. May God bless them all. I don't find any fault. To the people that I have caused their hearts to mourn, I hope they will forgive me. May God bless them all. Behind in his cell, Carney left a Bible, a hymnal, and a book by evangelist Billy Graham, Peace with God. Carney, who had a criminal record of robbery, told officers at the time of his arrest that he had gone to the river bluff to rob and... So now we get an answer. To the bluff to rob and any car that came along and shot Alan and Miss Kane. Then he beheaded the girl to make identification difficult. Doctors at the state mental hospital declared that the black man sane. In addition to his daughter of Tarboro's wife, Margaret, lives in Pamplico. So I think he did it. I think that, it's weird how different criminals were, though, a little bit, right? Like, he just wrote it down and goes, yeah, they screwed up, Not like today, I'm not going to say a word, and they flip you off and shit. That's pretty sad, though. But, I mean, it's weird. I felt a little bit of sadness for him reading that for some reason. I don't know what the hell that was. He shot both of these people, and then he chopped her head off. And like I've said before, if you have the ability to dismember somebody, you should probably be put in prison for 20 years unless you're a doctor or somebody like that, and you're doing it as part of your work.
Well, Gray, what if he considered being a serial killer his job? Wouldn't that be part of his work?
Yeah, Gray, how do you answer that one?
Well, I don't consider serial killing being a job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, it's not really a job, is it?
Yep. Yeah, it was weird though. Just reading down here how you know. At least he wasn't one of the assholes as he's dying types. Okay, let's give him that. All right. Well, he said he cut her head off to hide the identity, and that is something that people would do. Cut heads off and hands so that there's no fingerprints. He knew that she wouldn't have fingerprints in the system, but cutting her head off would make it hard to identify who it was and maybe trace back to him. You know, 15-year-old isn't going to have fingerprints at the police station generally. Although, why didn't he cut his head off? The guy. Anyways, I think I'm done, everybody. Been a long day. I appreciate you guys showing up here. Where'd everybody go? Where did Jen H go? She's always laughing at the jokes. Feels weird in here tonight. Although I haven't had any jokes lately. Oh, you're there? Okay. Well, I always notice you. I mean, you're one of the people that always chat, so I'm always thinking. If I don't see you chat for a while, I'm wondering, there's a whole bunch of you I think the same thing with. Yes, everybody, leave a comment after the stream. So I don't have to post it again in the community section and say, hey, everybody, don't forget to comment. That's weird. I mean, like that last case we were talking about, the LaSalle Street murders, man, that sucker was interesting, wasn't it? And then, but there was only like 4 comments when I woke up in the morning. Or 15, maybe. Well, maybe because it went till midnight. Or whenever the hell that was. You went and got water? You're not allowed to get up to drink. You have to stare at the screen endlessly. Like a robot. You know what I'm saying? Today's Saturday, right? I think I just need... I might just have a drink. Even though it's 11 something. Should I just do that? Like got another half hour on here? Yeah. A nightcap. That's what... That sounds right. Yeah. Time to go get one. Yeah, but you don't know if he's been accurate or not because it's a book. You know, they just kind of come up with what they're going to come up with. What was the guy's name that starts with a U? I forgot his name. The guy that owned the company before. So Carnes said it in his letter that he was the one that called both times? Oh, Euland. I thought I said Euland. I didn't find it when I was just... Yeah, so Euland, right? I mean, how come Mrs. Cole thought it was Euland? At the, when she answered the phone. Why? No, not Mrs. Cole. Yeah, no, Mrs. Cole, right. No, Euland said he called. That's right, because Euland said he called. That's what was in the papers. Remember that? Euland said he called and spoke to Hinson first at 9 o'clock. And then at 9:30, Hinson said, well, call back later. And then he did. And then he talked to Gears. Got a tequila sunrise. Whatever the hell you call these. Yeah, but now they're saying it was Carnes, the actual, the guy that did the killing. Wait a minute. Yeah, now I've already forgot. Who was Carnes when we were going over it before? Isn't Carnes the guy that wrote the letter? I don't remember who Carnes was at this point. My brain isn't functioning right now. Huh. Darn it. Oh wait, I have the note. I put that in the notes, I think. Hold on. At the very bottom. I think I remember putting him at the very bottom down here. No, Harbison. So who's Carnes? Oh, Carnes. Yeah, he was the guy. Wait. God, crap. I feel like I had his name. We talked about him. I remember that. Carnes. Okay. Okay, that was just a friend. So Carnes knocked and called their names, then entered the house. He's the guy that got to the house first. That's why I know his name. Why would Carnes have called twice? So he's just a random guy? That doesn't make any sense. Why would Euland say he's the one that called if it was actually just Carnes, a business partner? Carnes did call. He called the day before, though, not the night. You got that confused, Susanna. You got that confused. Yeah, Carnes did call the office. He called the office on the day that they were found dead. He called the office. Yes, that did happen. Yeah, I know when he called. You know, he called the day after they were found. The day that they were found, he called. Yeah, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. The guy that called the night before at 9 o'clock and 9:30 was Euland, not Carnes. I know he found them. We've gone over it, Susanna. We don't need to do that again. I'm, if you can see on my screen, I'm actually highlighting where he's the guy that went in there. It's right there. You know, John Carnes had tried to contact them at 2 p.m. Wednesday, December 1st, at the office. Right. So, who cares that Carnes called? It's not related to anything. He's just a guy that called over there to, you know, he's a friend, and he was like, oh, he's a little concerned, so he went over to the house, and he found their dead bodies. The part that's important was the Euland phone calls, and his little buddy, Fred, was it? Fred Harbison. He's the one that wrote the letter that when he confessed. Okay, cool. So the book is right on track of what we've been talking about. Awesome. So it just shows you how accurate the newspapers were. You're on chapter 2. Okay. Well, hopefully, I wonder what they're going to say later when they get to, you know, the guy that worked for the Indianapolis 500. Which is Carol Horton. I'm sure that's in the book. That'll be interesting. Yeah, he worked with them. I think what makes the most sense at the end is that, you know, Euland, that's exactly what the theory is that we came up with, and it was also in that one article, is that Geerse, for some reason, was paying for a life insurance policy on himself for the previous company. I don't know if he'd already paid then left, and then that just still was covered, and Euland knew it was running out. It was gonna, that the policy was gonna run out. So he goes, "Wow, they've stolen from me. They took my business. I got to take them out, and I'll get $150,000." That just makes total sense. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was much that there was different directions it went, but they were all reasonable. Rabbit holes are when people go down places where they're just, you know, Alice in Wonderland kind of shit. Nothing related. You know, everything that we went over that was in those articles, the sex games, you know, the competition they had, definitely made sense that somebody that had other connections, that's wife or girlfriend, was mistreated by those guys, might end up in then that happening to them. Yeah, I don't know how valuable it is to know what color hair the detectives have, but you know, you can probably keep stuff like that to yourself. Yeah. Anyways, boy, you guys are fun, man. A lot of chat go. No, not really. Just two people chatting. I'm just staring at the screen and nobody's saying a damn thing. It's hilarious. But you're still there. I can see. I can see. That's good. Oh, I see. Ah, yeah. There's another book out there. There's 2 or 3 books, right, written on it. I mean, everybody knows about it that lives there, but I bet you everybody doesn't know that lives there anywhere near the detail that we just got going over those articles. No way. People just go, "Oh yeah, those guys that got killed, yeah," you know. everybody knows about it. It's like a lot of people heard of Jodi Arias and Travis, but don't really know the details or the timing or how anything worked. Yeah, what's the name of the book? Yeah, that was an expensive one. You know, to be honest with you, I don't really have a lot of time to read books like that, like novels and shit. You know, I got work and then I gotta get ready for the show, and it doesn't leave a lot of time. Like I wouldn't say, "Hey, you guys, I can't do a show tonight. I'm gonna read a book." You know. Just doesn't sound right. Anyways, I hope you guys didn't think it, like the other day when I was saying, you know, the moderator thing. You know, it feels weird when I have moderators if they're a moderator on a competitor's channel, especially when you start seeing them do sort of similar type shows. You know, then it's like, oh boy. You know, doesn't feel right. But, you know, I guess people do what they do. You know what I would think would be really cool? If you could buy a book that's in, like, for example, let's see, Kindle, you know, the Kindle app. They should have a way that you can have it being read out loud. Just have it read the text. It seems like it's not really... You'd think they'd have that for blind... Or, you know, let's see, not blind. Seeing impaired people. Yeah, no, that's cool, Gene. Yeah, I was talking about people that are moderators somewhere else. Well, I have Audible, but it doesn't seem to read anything. Isn't Audible just books that have been read out loud by people? Yeah, but Audibles are just books that are read out loud by somebody, and you play it. I'm talking about books that don't have a version that's been read out loud, and the software just reads it. Yeah, I've got Audible too. Got a couple. I know, I have a hard time with those too. My mind's always thinking about stuff. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, like the thing is I'm moderator on other channels, and the only reason I'm a moderator is I can't comment otherwise. I told him that. I don't do anything there. I don't check somebody, or I just go there and I'm a moderator because I can't. Hey, thanks, Elizabeth Capone. Hey, it matches your color too.
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Tequila Sunrise Money.
Yeah, that matched perfectly. Oh, you guys don't like computer-generated text? Here, I got some good examples for you. See, I actually have this software called Natural Reader and then I purchased a ton of different voices from a long time ago when I used to just use these. Here, watch. So here we go. Wait, why isn't it making any sound? Oh, I wonder if it's just doesn't allow you to do that. Wonder if, is there...
The murders were reported at 2:25 p.m. by John Carnes, 29, a business acquaintance of Hinson and Gears. John Carnes had tried to contact them at work at 2 p.m. Wednesday, December the 1st. Mrs. Louise Cole, the office secretary, told Carnes they had not arrived for work. Carnes called many other places, and when he was unsuccessful he went to the Gears home. He noticed Hinson and Gear's cars parked on the opposite side of the street.
Yeah, so this is, I could be using any of these voices that I bought. Let's see. Graham, the British voice.
The murders were reported at 2:25 p.m. by John Carnes, 29, a business
That
acquaintance of
sounds
Hinson
really
and Gears.
professional.
John Carnes had tried to contact them at work at 2 p.m. Wednesday, December the 1st. Mrs. Louise Cole, the office secretary, told Carnes they had not arrived for work. Carnes called many other places, and when he was unsuccessful he went to the Gears home. He noticed Hinson and Gears cars parked on the opposite side of the street. Carnes knocked and called them.
So, that one. And how about Sharon?
Carnes knocked and called their names, then entered the house and the front door, which was ajar and unlocked.
Karen.
When he got no answer, he entered the home and found the Bodes. He started to run from the house, but stopped to call police.
He started to run from the house, but stopped to call police from the house phone. He said there was a triple murder, but the police didn't believe him at first.
I can't remember what her name is, the girl that convinced the guy, Conrad Roy, and whatever the hell the idiot's name is, convinced him to kill himself.
He said there was a triple murder, but the police didn't believe him at first.
He said there was a triple murder, but the police didn't believe him at first.
He said there was a triple murder, but the police didn't believe him at first.
The murders were reported at 2:25 p.m. by...
I like that one. Yeah, so those are better than, I thought they sounded pretty good. Some of them do. I've got, let's see. This is supposed to be a Spanish accent.
The murders were reported at 2:25 de la tarde by John Carnes, 29, a business acquaintance of Hinson and Gears. John Carnes had tried to
Wow, it actually converts it or something. Crazy. Oh, here's the Microsoft voice.
John Carnes had tried to contact them at work at 2 p.m. Wednesday, December 1st. Mrs. Louise Cole, the office secretary, told Carnes they had not arrived for work.
Yep. Ah, man. Cool, not oil. Well, I polished that sucker off. So I think I'm gonna end the show, but I'll let if you guys want to chat for a little bit, I can leave up the chat. I'm gonna go take a shower, sitting there for 20 minutes. You know what? Hey, by the way, I've been watching Cobra Kai or whatever the new. I think it's pretty good. So, anybody watching that sucker? The show after the Karate Kid, the same two guys. I kind of knew where it was going. So, all right, everybody. Thank you all for showing up tonight. Make sure that you wash your hands, maintain your social distancing, and wear your mask whenever you're around other people. All right? Okay. And thank you to
Zozo, Billy Boy Blue, Hey Nita Damari, Crystal, a.k.a. Beaver Gaming Sub Crystal, Jen H, Rochelle Black, Lee D, Linda Howell, Zozo, Sarita, Jessica Schubach, Zozo, Lee D, Michelle Nicholas, Kevin Brown, Susanna Macula Podrick, Billy Boy Blue, Crystal, a.k.a. a.k.a. Beaver Gaming Sub Crystal. Billy Boy Blue. Billy Boy Blue again. So. Elizabeth Capote. And thank you to Amy on PayPal. All right, everybody. Thank you very much.
But I'm supposed to say that, not you.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, everybody. Hey, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And, where the hell's the, oh, there it is. Way over there. Holy shit. Hold on a second. I can't find the, Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya, wanna sketch ya, if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector, here's my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, free connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector.
Wow, what the hell are you doing? You sound like a robot.
And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his vector. With all respect, ya. Just remember I've attempted to fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the truth.
Did you hear that in the background there, John Boy?
Alright, everybody?
I did. I'm the one that played those.
Oh, wow, that was so cool. Man, you're my favorite person now.
What a load of crap.
Well, that's true. Yeah. All right, everybody. Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Mary Lou.
That's it? No bitching, no complaining?
Well, I wasn't going to, but now that you said that.
Oh boy, here we go. Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Mary Lou.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you know that tomorrow they're not going to be nice again. There's no way in hell, alright? Not a chance.
When I'm in the groove, I take control of my food, but I don't eat it. I chew it up and spit it out and repeat it. Just got to speak. Control is neat. Just one of the ways that I repeat it.
Were you just doing that by memory?
I sure was. That's why I made some mistakes, but I rolled with it. You see what I'm doing? Stretcher, never get ya. Gotta human up. across the land, kicking up sand, circles on my tail, cause I'm in the land. One lonely BCIB, well I'm not some of them nobody. Sun was beating down in my baseball hat, it was getting hot, the bill was in hat. Looking for a girl, I ran up to a guy, I said his name, I said hi, he said hi. Toot 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 toot. He started with my hearse. 40 was I running, then he started with thirst. The brew was in my hand, and he was on his trip. His horse was right, yes, his horse said. He's hanging like a sun, I said you can get none. He turned to run, he pulled up that gun. Quick on the draw, I thought I'd be dead. He put the gun to my head, and this is what he said. Then he said, yeah, I got a license to kill. I hope you know what time it is, it's time to get ill. Now what do we have here? And I'm low in his beer. I'm running slightly, wanna start, I'll make myself clear. the gun, you got the brew. You got two choices of what you can do. It's not a decision as you can see. I can blow you away or you can ride with me. I'll settle ride with you if you can get me to the border. The sheriff's at me for what I did to his daughter. Did it like this, I did it like that. I did it with a whippoorwill bat. So I'm on the run, the cop my gun. Right about now it's time to have some fun. King and Rock, here's my name, and I know the flop out where they got the champagne. So we rolled 6 hours and we hit the spot. Both was a moment and the girl was hot. The dude was staring like he knows who we are. We took the empty spot next to him at the bar. Give me, yo, you know this kid? I said I did, but I know he did. Kid said get ready, said ain't funny. My name's Mike D and I'm about to get money. Pulled out the jammy, aimed it at the sky. Get up and let two fly. The kids went up and didn't get the floor. Where's the 2 kids that ran for the door? I'm Mike D and I get respect. The cashing the jewelry is what I expect. Then Jay was with it and he's my ace. So I grabbed the piano player and I punched him in the face. Piano player's out, music stopped. Boy got beat and he got dropped. Mikey grabbed the money, MCA grabbed the gold. Grabbed 2 billies and the girl that's cold. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Thanks, everybody.
Good job, Mary Lou.
Hey, thanks. John Boy, is that your name tonight? Yeah, John Boy. Okay, great.
Be safe out there. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for showing up tonight. Good job, Mary Lou. Not too bad.
Thanks, Gray.
Cool. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Freakazoids. Talk to you later. Be safe out there.